What is your experience with homelessness?
My experience was a 4-year experience of not having a proper place to live with my 2 children and my ex-partner. We were homeless for about 4 years, close to 4 years, in Oakland, California during the dot-com boom. That's been my experience, and not having economic stability nor housing stability for me and my children. So we lived in an abandoned storefront for close to 4 years. And even though I was working and had a job, my job didn't pay enough to afford the high rents that were going during that time. And when the tech industry was booming and rents were soaring at astronomical heights, we couldn't afford the rent. It's been really hard.
How did you get out of that?
How I got out of homelessness was I advocated for myself, diligently, advocated with other housing organizations, and kept going at the advocacy with different organizations in the community who fought to help ensure me some housing, adequate housing. And it took about 2 years to advocate for that housing. And pretty much while I was on welfare, I went to college and earned 2 degrees, earned my associates and my bachelor's. And that was a guaranteed ticket out of poverty and pretty much out of homelessness.
Measure S claims to help the homeless into services. Does it?
Me, as a formerly homeless person, I can't even imagine having such a punitive and what I could say demoralizing law in place. For me, Measure S breaks civil rights, liberties on every level. I mean, during my homelessness, I'd lived in different homeless shelters throughout Oakland, and they would kick us out during the day, like in the morning, like from 9:30 till 10 at night, and sometimes you had nowhere to go, and we would just walk around and kind of sit and hang out and rest and sit in public places, because you'd be in public places, going to the store, doing your public transportation, whatnot, and to actually think that you cannot do that between a certain hour when things are open is unconscionable, especially when there's no drop-in day centers or any resources where low-income people can go, because there were days when you didn't have money to spend in stores or go places, and you didn't know what to do, and you felt afraid to sit in a park or whatever, and you would sit on the side on benches or side areas and just sit there with your kids and just kind of wait until the day passed. You know, to actually think that it would be a crime to sit and rest and relax and be able to put your thoughts together about what you're going to do with your survival and be criminalized for that in a punitive way that is so wasteful in tax dollars and in community effort. I mean, even for the police, it's a waste of time to criminalize people because they simply have nowhere to go and can't afford to go anywhere. So for me, Measure S is absolute no, is an absolute no on S. And to actually think that it's okay to punish people because of their economic misfortune is unconscionable.
Yes on S says that no on S proposes no better solutions. Do you?
I see Measure S as being a mistake. It's an error in our community to even think Berkeley, so-called liberal, hippie, friendly, we are the world community, to turn around and actually say, we're going to punish you for not having a place to live or nowhere to go. Take that money and make these resource centers, day drop-in centers, so that younger adults and even mid-age adults who are not seniors have somewhere to go to be able to take care of themselves, take care of their issues, and have somewhere to go where they don't have to be out there in the public. And those who are in the public, reach out to them and let them know these resources are out there. A lot of these people need mental health and stuff, and those services are very hard to navigate, and there's all these red tape rules about medical coverage, and we're in a country where we consider insurance more important than humanity, and that's the truth.
Is a human rights framework applicable in the No on S campaign?
To get into housing, you have poverty pimp organizations that run these housing entities with government funding, and they make it nearly impossible for especially people with mental illness to get housed. And the bottom line of it is there's just not enough of it to go around. A lot of punitive rules about now they're doing credit checks, asking people if they've been bankrupt, what's their eviction history. Bottom line of it is, if you had all that stuff good, you sure in hell wouldn't be living in this low-income housing, and most of it being substandard in its structure and in its maintenance and upkeep. And most people wouldn't want to live in that. But because of economic hardship and desperation to have warm water and a place to wash your dishes, which is something I didn't have for almost 4 years with my children, you will take and settle for less out of desperation for those basic human rights amenities. And so a lot of people out there are what I call houseless because of the simple fact that our society does not consider people being on the street a problem, but they do consider it a crime, and that in itself is a problem. You have people out there that may have had felonies for possession of marijuana, something that's small 5 to 10 years ago, and they still can't access food stamps because of punitive state laws. So then you have these local laws, such as in Berkeley, where already we have these laws in place about blocking the sidewalk. We've had this law in place for years in Berkeley, so why do we need another law? Why do we need to waste money on another law? That is a violation of human rights, and yes, we should definitely have something in place that addresses that, just as the Declaration of Human Rights does, to have basic shelter, basic health care, to have basic means of finance stability, even if it just means the bare bones basic, to actually have those things is a human right. And in Berkeley, you would think that people would be more adamant about having those rights exercised, but from what I see with the current mayor of Berkeley, Mayor Bates, and some of these selfish shop owners and community members, they'd rather put flowers and petunias in flower pots and spend money that way and take care of the plants and water them than take care of human beings who are laying there in their excrement, sometimes not even alive, on the street. And we see this a lot in Berkeley, and in some sick, twisted way have inadvertently accepted that as a norm, and it's not normal, it's not okay, and it is a violation of human rights, and it's something we really need to revisit in this community in Berkeley, so-called liberal Berkeley.